There's definitely a thing called sinking on land, and if we're not careful, that definitely could happen to our boat. One thing that I should probably try to do is find out where the source of the water intake is. Definitely water. And then try to find a way to close it. Well, welcome back to Olbia, everyone. I'm actually here by myself for the next couple of days while Den is in Las Vegas at CES, which is one of the world's largest electronic shows, not related to boats, but related to technology. And he's there with Kim to represent the Levante solar panel project that we've been collaborating on for the last couple of years. It's kind of interesting because Levante is one of 50 startup companies that were selected by the government in Italy to go to Las Vegas to present their project at CES. Quite exciting times. Unfortunately, I couldn't go because I don't have my US visa right now. So I am back here in lovely Sardinia, in lovely Olbia, next to our lovely boat. While Den is partying it up in Las Vegas, I'm going to check a few things on the boat while I'm here, and I'm also going to pack and prep the truck because tomorrow I'm taking the ferry to the mainland and driving 3 hours to Milan to pick up Den at the airport in order to drive to Germany to go to the Dusseldorf boat show. A lot of things happening in the next couple of days, but before I leave, I do have a few things I need to take care of, starting with going up there. Quick update about this boat and this crazy project that we're doing. To be honest, there's not much for physical update that I can show you. Nothing has physically changed since we hauled out because the past couple of weeks everything has been a lot of planning, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts with Ben, the engineer that will be helping us with this project. And we've been working on the 3D model quite a lot, but that's all schematic, right? And so now that things are going to be put into reality, we want to make sure that everything is super well prepared, the planning goes well, everything is super well organized before we even put the first layer of fiberglass, because the last thing that we want is to do this whole project and then later in the future to find one thing that we missed and then we have to rip it all out again. That's the reality of things. It takes a lot of planning and the planning itself takes a lot of time, but I am super excited to start with the lamination soon and then the building of the cabinets and the electrical and the plumbing and all the fun parts, right? One thing that I do need to grab today out of the boat is the battery, because right before we hauled out, we removed all of the batteries from the boat because we're giving them away to our friends Mark and Monique, who will then put them on their boat. But we kept one battery in the boat just because we were in the water back then, and we wanted to make sure that the bilge pump was still operational so that, you know, it could run while we're in the water. But since we hauled out, we don't really need the bilge pump to run anymore. So I'm gonna take the battery out and add it to the pile of the things that I need to put in the truck and to give it away to Mark and Monique. But here's the fun, interesting catch. There is a thing called sinking a boat on land, and I didn't really think too much of it before, but it's a real thing, and I'll show you why. So for the last couple of weeks while we were in the BVIs, it's been raining so much that the bilge has been filling up with water because somewhere in the boat, the rain still accesses to the bilge. Because the battery is dead, the bilge pump stopped operating, and so the water just kept filling up. I've been trying to figure out a solution, and we were talking to Ben about it. He was suggesting that we keep the battery in and we charge it, and then we have the bilge pump running. But I just got off the phone with Dan.
The bill switch to the bilge pump would be ideal.
So like somewhere between here and here, like here probably would be
Yes.
Okay, well thank you. I will go ahead and do my best with the drilling and see if I can actually make Uma pee some rainwater out. All right. And what he suggested was something that we've done in the very beginning with our boat before we even had batteries, and that is to drill like an 8mm hole into the keel and let the water drain naturally. That way I can take the battery out and I can put it in the truck and drive away with it. And also, if it rains again, then we know that it naturally drains out of the boat. So that is the solution that I'm going to try today. Then also sent me a very detailed treasure map of where exactly to drill. So we're going to try that today and hopefully nothing goes wrong. I think the one thing that I should probably try to do is find out where the source of the water intake is and then try to find a way to close it. That way, even if it rains, I don't have to worry about water coming in anyway. So I think I'm just gonna investigate for a minute and see what I can do. There's a hose that starts from the back of the boat and works its way all the way to the bilge where most of the water is. So I'm wondering if there's something in there where the rainwater kind of drains through and it comes into the bilge that way. It's definitely coming from the back. Whatever water comes in is coming from the back, because I can also see that there's a little drip of water coming through, and in the front it's completely dry. There's water here. Is that water? No, it's not water. Almost like it's coming out of the bottom of the boat. How would water be coming from the bottom of the boat? There's too much water to the bilge. Stop. Where's it coming from? Doesn't make sense. There's more water back here. I have no idea. Doesn't make sense. Makes sense. I think there's something else going on. I think maybe one of the drains need to be opened out. The through holes should be open, right? And this one right here, it's open because it goes from the scupper drain and drains directly outside of the boat. This one, however, the problem that I can see now is it's coming out of the, it's not a scupper drain, it's more like the cockpit drain. So it's coming out of this into the cockpit drain, and normally if this was open, it would have gone out of the boat, but because it is closed, it diverges it, and normally this is where the old sink used to be connected. So my guess is, although it's taped, I don't think the tape works so much, but I feel like it's trying to go there so it leaks ever so slightly. But that's a lot of water, so I feel like it's not the only thing. But I'm going to start by opening it. Hopefully that solves one of the solutions. So now it's draining out. Okay, so then it's probably, but it's crazy because it's a lot of water. So it would be insane that it would come
from the cockpit for sure, like the big sink drain.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
For sure.
So I just opened it.
There shouldn't be any water coming in anywhere else because they were pretty dry boats.
All right, well, I just spoke to Dan on the phone and showed him what I found, and turns out it's definitely not this hose, because that's the manual bilge pump hose. And if I needed to use it, I could, which is good, but it's a dry hose and water's not coming out of it. So definitely coming from the sink drain. And he was saying that behind the motor, there's always like a little puddle of water, like leftover puddle of water, so nothing's coming in from back there. So that's good. So yeah, it rains so much, that makes sense though, because that's the only place that the water is coming in from. So I think we solved it. Now that I opened the drain, I think we're good to go. Now I'm going to go back to the truck, grab a drill with a little 8mm drill bit, and I'm going to attempt to make a hole in the keel. Here we go. Here we go. It works. Well, this went smoothly, almost peeing. bilge water is emptying out. This is gonna take a while, so while this is all happening, I'm going to head back up there and get that battery that I'm supposed to get out of the boat. Taking it out of the boat is one thing. Taking it down the steps, I think it's gonna be a little bit more complicated because I can't just carry it down. I think I'm gonna lower it. So I'm gonna maybe wrap it up and then just lower it down with the rope. I'll just use the dock line. I have this. All right, well, before I head over to the storage unit, I just want to say thank you Headspace for sponsoring a portion of this week's video. If you don't know what Headspace is, it is a mindfulness app that has their entire goal to improve the overall health and happiness of people through guided meditation, through playlists that help you focus, sleep cast, breathing exercises, and a bunch more other things. So I've been practicing meditation for about 6 months now, and personally I just love the fact that I can take a few minutes every day just to focus on my thoughts and be aware, and the fact that breathing exercises is part of my everyday life, because ever since I started doing that, I feel less anxious, I feel less stressed, I don't overthink as much.
Whenever you're getting home tonight, your priority has to be your own safety and that of the people around you.
So one thing that I've noticed a lot when I'm driving by myself is I get distracted quite easily, but that's not just it. I also get in my head more, and I think to overthink a lot of things. I think to overplan a lot of things. I just feel like I go down some mind rabbit holes quite often. So I've decided to give meditating during driving a try. And at first, I was a little bit skeptical of the idea because I thought that I would either get really bored or it would just make me really tired. But turns out I kind of really like it because it's only 12 minutes and it's just enough to start off the drive on a good positive mindset. And it just helps me be more aware and less distracted, and I just focus on the steering wheel and on what's happening inside and outside the car. And I don't know, I really like it. If you want to give Headspace a try, whether it's for driving or exercising or for just breathing exercising every day, then I highly recommend looking it up. You can scan the QR code somewhere on the screen. You can also get 60 days for free to try it out. So check out the link below, check out the QR code, and in the meantime, I'm going to drive to storage unit and probably practice my meditation on the way there because doing this was pretty stressful. All right. I spent all of last night packing everything and loading everything into the truck, and I'm just about ready to go. But there's one more thing, actually 2 more things that I want to get done before I get to leave, and that is to install our 2 new Pelican cases on top of the roof. Technically, I could just load them into the truck and pick up them at the airport, and then we can install them together, but I still have 7 more hours to kill before I get to take the ferry, so I figured might as well do it now. And now it's time for the tricky part. Okay, boxes are officially up. That wasn't too bad. It took about 2 hours to assemble and install them. Now I'm just gonna load a few things inside, probably the Starlink and some of the lighter stuff, and then I'll be done and I'll be waiting for the ferry.
Say I'm just too green, but I know how to crack that peanut. There was never any question of if I'm ever thrown in the glove. And when it fits, I'm gonna wear it. Cross my crazy heart and swear it. I see the lights glow, I feel the wind blow, I hear the crowd go. I never cared much for slow and steady, so if you're to ride the line.
All right, well, I am successfully on board and I just made it into my cabin. It is a 9-hour-long ferry, so we've learned the hard way that there's no point suffering through 9 hours and not have a place that we could sleep. So the fact that I could sleep is going to be good, because as soon as I get off the ferry, I'm going to be driving 3 hours to pick up Den. So I want to make sure that I'm definitely well rested. But it's really cool, actually. It's like it's a little hotel room, minus there's no windows on this one because this was the cheap cabin. But I have 2 beds, and I also have, look at this, I have my own bathroom with a shower, so I'll definitely be taking a shower in the morning before we arrive. But we're not leaving for another hour, so I have plenty of time to relax before we leave the dock. And as soon as we depart, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up when we're there. Good morning, everyone. It's bright and early, and I'm about to have breakfast. By the way, I totally brought my own breakfast because there is a restaurant on this ferry, but I don't really feel like sitting by myself on a table, so I just brought my own stuff. So I'll have breakfast, and then I'll get ready, and then we'll be in Livorno.
Your attention, please. All passengers and truck drivers are invited to leave the cabins and to wait for disembarkation announcement in the public areas located on deck 10.
Officially out of the ferry. I didn't have time to do anything about like finding locations and anything like that, so I'm gonna do all that now. I was like the second car out of the ferry, so I just got out and now I just pulled over so that I can find my way. I just put the direction onto Google Maps and I have about 3.5 hours of driving to do, so I'm excited, and let's go on a road trip. It's been a really pretty drive. Lots of mountains, also lots and lots of tunnels. But I just drove by Genova, and I was really hoping I was going to stop in Genova to stretch my legs and maybe grab a coffee or get some snacks. But my directions go all the way to Milan, so I kind of missed the turn I needed to take in order to actually stop in Genova. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna keep going. I only have about an hour and 45 minutes left anyway, so it's not too far. I'll have plenty of time once I make it to Milan to stretch my legs, because then it doesn't land until 1 p.m. and it's still like 10:30, so I've got time. Yes. So, I've got a surprise for you.
Oh yeah? Are you gonna give it to me now?
No, when we get to the truck.
Okay.
I'll give it to you when we get to the truck. I hope you like it.
Is that a new truck?
No, it's not a new truck.
Did you bring Uma?
I like our truck enough. I don't need to give you a new truck.
Oh, you put the boxes on? So they did fit.
Yeah.
They look good.
I was trying hard to not like give it away when we were
look
talking.
good.
I was like, yeah, you know, it fits in the truck. But
Nice. Oh, they look awesome.
you like
Good
it?
job.
Yeah.
How was your drive up?
Easy, nice.
All by yourself?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, they look awesome. You got them mounted up okay? I like them. Oh, I can't actually undo all three from here. My arms aren't long enough.
What do you think?
I love them. They look awesome. Defenders are like a weird truck where like when you add stuff to the roof rack, they don't look taller. They just look like proper. They look awesome. I'm impressed that you like got them all installed by yourself. Good job. They look great.
Thank you.
And they're full of stuff too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Starlink's in there.
Starlink fits in there.
A bunch of sweaters and
I like it.
blankets and stuff.
Let's go road tripping.
All right, so before we kick off on this road trip, let's talk a bit about the route that we have in front of us, because we have 2 days of driving, and we're driving through Italy into Switzerland,
A little bit of France probably, and then into Germany.
but we have a little detour into Liechtenstein.
Yeah, because we may as well. I mean, we've flown over the Alps so many times in the last 4 years, but we've never actually driven through them. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see some mountains.
So we have all of our batteries in the truck. Dan is back.
I think this
And-
is the fulliest loaded our truck has ever been.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think we're riding like stern heavy.
I just hope that we make it there, because there is a bit of a storm forecasted in the coming days.
Yeah, we've been getting warnings from Germany because as we drive north, it's going to get snowier and snowier. We're going to be driving through like rain to freezing rain and then into snow. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad. I mean, we'll be fine. We're in a good 4x4, but like the problem is everyone else falls off the road and then the roads get blocked. So hopefully that's not going to
Hopefully
happen.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But all of that's going to happen in the next episode, because we're going to head out to a campsite tonight because we're exhausted.
It's a little too late in the day to actually start driving any of this.
Yeah.
So we'll drive north a bit so we can avoid rush hour traffic tomorrow and then find a good place to sleep for the night.
Yeah.
I'm
So
tired.
we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.